What's going on, people? It's your boy Leon Maz from Leon Talks TV. So, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to explore the age-old question: cold approach versus dating apps. You see, in the modern dating landscape, many people are torn between these two approaches, and I feel like more people are probably swaying more to the cold approach. But when it comes to meeting potential partners, today we'll delve into the pros and the cons of each method, discussing the excitement and suddenness of cold approaches, as well as the convenience and the skill of dating apps. But by the end of this video, you have a better understanding of which approach suits you best and how to navigate the challenging world of dating in the digital age. So let's delve in and discover the fascinating world of cold approach versus dating apps. Starting off with online dating, the pros. Number one is a larger pool of potential partners. Online dating opens up to a wide range of potential partners, allowing you to connect with people you may not have encountered otherwise. I mean, you can potentially match with people from within your city, because one thing I've realized is that you might have women that actually live on your road or 10 minutes down the way, and you have never ever encountered them. And you didn't even know they lived in your area until you get on a dating app and you see a bunch of girls and they literally live like 5 minutes away from you. And you're like, if I didn't get on this dating app, I wouldn't even know these women existed in my area. And then on the flip side as well, you can scale it to nationwide. So you can have a potential partner that lives across the city or even outside of the city, potentially matching up with these partners. I mean, I once saw a statistic that read that there's a capability match with a woman, 1 in 16,000 women from your city. So with dating apps, you have the unlimited choice of matching with someone, which puts you in a situation where the odds work for you better. Number two is convenience. Online dating can be done from the comfort of your own home and at any time that suits you. This saves you from going and spending money on clubs, bars, or any type of leisure. You also don't have to put in the effort on your appearance by getting haircuts or dressing well, buying designer clothes, because dating apps will have all your best looking pictures doing the work for you. Number three is capability filtering. Dating apps and websites often provide filters and algorithms to help match with individual based on preferences and capability. Some, I would say, like age, for example, is a good factor because, like, let's say you're a 40-year-old man that's trying to get in the dating market, and let's say your age range is between 30 and 40. Now, the chances of you going out there and bumping into women of your age group is probably very slim. You're probably just going to be bumping into a bunch of girls that are like in their 20s. And this is probably the women that you're not trying to seek in dating. So on dating apps, you can just filter out what you want. So you can set your age range to a certain age range. And then on top of that, you have a lot of options that you can choose from. Because how many women are you going to bump into that are within your age group? Especially if you're going to like bars and nightclubs and whatever day events you're going to, you know, it can be a bit challenging in that aspect. So let's get on to the cons. Number one is lack of authenticity. Online dating profiles may not always accurately represent a person's true self, leading to a potential disappointment or miscommunications. You may also get opportunists on dating apps, like people like that just wants to promote their OnlyFans or Instagram pages, or they're running some sort of crypto scams. So these are the challenges that you might face. But nonetheless, you can also face them in real life in terms of women that just wants followers on their Instagram or opportunists. But I would say it's a bit more on the dating apps. Trying to figure out which girls are genuine and which girls are not is a challenge. It can be a challenge sometimes. Number two, time consuming. Online dating can require a significant amount of time and effort to browse through profiles, send messages, and arrange dates. Although it has limited options, it may take you a very long time to match with that person. But then again, people can say the same thing if you're cold approaching. You have to talk to a lot of girls to find a match as well. So they probably go hand in hand, right? Number three, limited initial interaction. Online dating relies heavily on written communication, which may not provide a complete picture of a person's personality or chemistry. So, if you're someone that's big on personality and that thrives on women, or you thrive on showcasing your personality to women, it can be challenging on dating apps because they can't see your charisma, they can't see your charm, they can't see how funny, how intelligent you are. So might be challenges that you may face while being on a dating app. Let's move on to cold approach. The pros. Number one is media interaction. Cold approaching allows face-to-face interaction right from the start, which can help gauge chemistry and attraction, and also can avoid catfishing from potential partners. But then on the flip side, dating apps, you can also avoid catfishing by simply FaceTiming the individual. Number two, confidence building. Approaching strangers and initiating conversation can build confidence and improve social skills. Number three, authenticity. Cold approaching allows for a more genuine, spontaneous connection as it's based on real life interaction. Let's go on to cons. One, potential rejection. Cold approaching carries the risk of facing rejection, which can be discouraging and affect self-esteem. Two, limited pool. The number of potential partners available for cold approaching is limited to those you encounter in your daily life or specific social settings. Like, for example, personally, cold approach is more of a young man's game. Like, I've spoke about it before. When I was a teenager, it was a lot easier. We didn't have responsibilities in terms of like paying rent or going out there doing a 9 to 5. So me and the boys would hang out at the malls and we could cold approach for hours on end. And on top of that, there was no social media. So if you wanted to get girls, you had to be outside and physically talk to them and actively seek their numbers. And it was a lot easier. But in today's day and age, I think a lot of kids now are more inside of their house. They're more playing computer, although we did play computer games as well. But I feel like they do it more in today's generation, whether they're streaming, playing computer games, on social media 24/7, making posts, making TikToks, making Snapchats. So I don't know if the younger generation are actively cold approaching as we used to. I doubt it. I really doubt it. So on the flip side, if you're a man in their 20s and 30s, when do you really have time to cold approach? Because you're working all day, you come home and you're tired. And if you do go out, all you got is tunnel vision because all you're thinking about is going to work. You're not in that mind frame of if you see a girl, you're gonna cold approach her. Now I know some guys do it because I have a friend that's always on his mindset is always cold approach, regardless of where he's at. But a lot of the time, you're not even going to bump into a girl that you deemed as attractive or find attractive. And when you do see a girl you find attractive, you're technically not even going to be ready for it because you're so out of that mind of not cold approaching. By the time you meet a girl, you don't even know what to say. Number three, uncertainty. It can be challenging to determine if someone is single or interested in dating when cold approaching. Because at the end of the day, you come across a person, you don't know what they're going through that day. They could have broke up with someone. They could have had a bad day at work, angry, upset, don't want to be bothered. You catch them on their headphones listening to music. They don't want to be disturbed. You don't know if they're in a relationship already and don't want to seek any other guys. You don't know any of these things. Then these are the things that you could be potentially putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation. You also have to worry about situations of being called a creep because you try to approach a girl. She might not even find you attractive. And if she don't find you attractive, she's going to call you a creep, a predator, And then even to the point where I've seen so many situations where a guy is just trying to approach a girl, he's just trying to shoot his shot, but then he's going to be labeled as creepy, and then next minute he ends up on social media and ends up on the blogs, and then everyone just ridiculing him all over the comments. So it's like, where do men find the encouragement when they see things like this to cold approach in public? I mean, you see, like I said, when I was a teenager, it was great to cold approach, because even if someone was labeled as creepy and creepy, he didn't have to worry about being on social media and people gunning for him in the comments. So it's a very sticky situation that you can be in when you're faced with these type of scenarios. Number 4, unexpected opportunities in cold approach. See, one example of a disadvantage when it comes to cold approaching is that sometimes you may pop to the shop, for an example, and you might be dressed down or in your pajamas, and then you happen to bump into a really attractive woman. And when I mean pajamas, you're in your rundown shoes, you're wearing a t-shirt that's got stains on it, those type of situations. I ain't gonna lie, I'm guilty of this, because I've been in situations where I'm like, damn, I come out one time, go to the shop, I'm dressed really bad, when you're in those home clothes, and then you've gone down this road 1,000 times this week, and this one time you happen to see a beauty, stunningly nice looking girl, and it just has to happen to be that day, and you're like, shit. So it's like, because you're not looking your best, you are reluctant to talk to her, as opposed to dating apps, because your pictures do all the talking. As long as you have good pictures, that way you will never be caught off guard, because you would have your pictures there 24/7. Your pictures are there all the time. They're never going nowhere unless you delete them. So these are the benefits. You see, me personally, I always would say to do both, but I also understand that it's about which is more beneficial to you and your lifestyle. Because like I said before, it was a lot easier when I was a teenager. Now, I would definitely find that dating apps would probably be a lot better. Now, some can argue about the qualities on dating apps in terms of women, but they are there. They are there. You just have to learn how to attract them. Second of all, I feel like it's a lot more effort to go out and cold approach women. Now, we're not talking about doing dating within your circle. We're just sticking to the cold approach. But I'm not gonna lie, me personally, it's not. I don't just literally just walk out my house and I find someone that I feel like I'm attracted to on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Work like that. It depends if you're going to like certain busy areas, but if you're not going to like a busy area, you're just going home from work, or you're going to wherever you're supposed to go to, then you're not really bumping into girls that you find attractive. And then I'm the type of person that I'm at that age where I'm not really just going to cold approach just out of thin air. I got to see something. I got to see like some sort of treason signals. Like, I'm not just going to do it without seeing some sort of like treason signal. But I never say never, but it is what it is. So ultimately, the choice between cold approaching and online dating depends on personal preference, comfort levels, and the specific dating goals of your individual. Some people may find success and enjoyment in one method over the other, while others may prefer to utilize both approaches. So on that note, I'll leave it there, and please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you later.